We have pulled ourselves a masterclass today. JD opens at 8 AM, but Newcastle United's club shop opens at 9. I'm going to assume by law, JD's probably not allowed to sell the shirt until 9, but let's go inside. Let's see. The shop's open. Have to release the shirt earlier than Newcastle United. Let's find out. And as I predicted, there was nothing on the shelves currently inside JD. 9 AM is the release time across the world, so yeah, I haven't pulled a fast one. As to what shirt to do so here. I mean, Celtic, fair enough, I guess, but Man City and Newcastle, why is they selling City shirts in the Newcastle JD? I think that's mental. I hope none of you guys, I hope there's no one inside this shop that are buying these City shirts up. Those of you who are wanting some advice on what you should be doing on a Newcastle United kit launch, you've got a few different options, and it's the easiest year ever to actually buy your shirt on launch day. JD behind me is the official kit supplier for Newcastle United. It's all the JD shops. You can buy it in. If you live in London, for example, I know Stratford sells Newcastle shirts. Airports sell them. A few different areas in the UK that do, in fact, sell them. FedEx as well in Newcastle also had the rights last season to sell shirts inside the shop. I'm going to assume again this season it's the same case. And of course, you have the club shop, not just in Newcastle, but at the Metro Centre. So there's 4 different places you can go to. If you wear either small, medium, large, or XL, you can probably go anywhere and get those shirts. But if you are a 2XL, 3XL, 4XL, or 5XL, you probably need to go to a club shop. But that's the only real advice I could probably give you, to be honest, on a kit launch day. Away kits, third kits will be fine, but home kit, Champions League sleeve, you just know for a fact it's going to be men's at the club shop today. So there's a few different options for you if you are a bit puzzled on what you should be doing on a kit launch day. Time is currently 8:20 in the morning. We are standing in the literal rain here at Newcastle United's club shop. And as expected, there is a queue. There is always a queue. As I mentioned before, you can still go to JD and FedEx 9 AM to get the shirt anyway. Of course, the difference here, and probably the big difference to most of the retail areas, is that the shirt printings here, Champions League badges here. I think the Champions League badge will be elsewhere as well, but it's 100% in there. I'm so excited to be back in the Champions League next season. I'm so glad today we're going to see it on the side of the shirt. But in terms of shirt print, I know you can do it at JD. Now, there's a difference at JD as well, because if you go there, you put your shirt in, they tell you to come back in 2 hours. So you can go shopping, you can go do what you want, and then come back 2 hours later and get your shirt. Whereas here, you got to stand in the queue. You get it straight away, to be fair, once you get to the front of the queue. But, of course, I'm just going to see stuff like this. So it depends on your personal preference, but there are other options as well, not just at Newcastle United's club shop. There we are. We are now officially open for kit launch. 8:30, so a little earlier than expected. I think the idea being just want people obviously to be able to get the shirt straight away and not have too much of a congested queue at 9. Come on! So you can guess where we're going. We're going straight to the back, so let's see how bad it is this year. Thankfully, I can't confirm that. I think the rain has heavily calmed down the queue, or at least discouraged some people from making that long queue. But yeah, we'll head straight to the back. It's not, honestly, it's not that bad. The shirt printing part's going to be a nightmare. I am not getting the shirt printing done today, or at least we're going to get it done once I've got my videos and everything's sorted out. But we're going to have a quick look around the corner, and we're going to see just how... Hello, mate. Just gonna have a look around the corner here. I'm going to see where it stops, because it's still going actually. I might have underestimated it a little bit. I didn't think it'd be this bad. Hang on a minute. Where does it stop? Hello, mate. Right, okay, it stops just here. That's not actually as bad as I thought it would be. There we are, kit launch 2025-26. Hello, mate, you good? Champions League edition of the shirt. Listen, if you lads get Champions League football, we'll be in there every single time, spending all our money and getting these shirts done. But yeah, definitely more organised and not as mental as it was last year in the tiny little container which we had down there. Well, of course, the club shop was getting done out. But that's it, that's my cue to get into the queue. Well, they're not messing around, people got the shirt on already. I'm hoping they've got the Pro Edition in. I've got a feeling it's upstairs, so they've just got the standard for now. hopefully you can see on the side as well. Nice little display out from Newcastle of the shirt. We're going to try upstairs, I'm pretty sure that's what the pro version will be. I say this every single year, and I'm going to say the same again. I never tend to like the home kit, or at least like the kits that I see online. And when you come into the shop, it just look a lot nicer now. I remember the leak I saw was the one in the warehouse, and the shirts at the back, the badge looked a bit untidy. It looked a bit almost like the blue didn't stand out well, the actual stripes itself. I mean, have still been messed around with a little bit, but when I've seen it in person, I think it does look quite tidy. I think the design itself looks nice, and it's not a shirt I've got a massive issue with. I'm wanting to see the pro version, though, as I mentioned before, because I think that one is always the nicer of the two shirts, and we're going to show you why. And I might even do a video where we kind of compare the two, just so you guys can see all the differences. But we're going to go upstairs and we're going to have a look at it. New addition this year, we have got the return of the long sleeves. Now, some of you guys absolutely adore long sleeves. For me personally, I'm not overly the biggest fan of long sleeves, because it kind of shows off the fact that I don't do arm day at the gym. But yeah, that was a massive request we had over the last couple of years. Of course, Champions League badge on the side, just look how good that looks, by the way. So you can see just over there in the corner, got both edition shirts in. That is a sight to behold, sorry. Yeah, goalkeeper tops out as well. Got all the players on the wall there. It's great to see Dan Burn alongside all the big hitter on there, because I think especially Burn last season really deserved to have his name on the wall inside the club shop. Here is also the authentic home shirt as worn by the players, it says on the side. So it's got ultra breathable, heat derived fabric for keeping you cool and ready to perform. We've got all the details on the wall for you here. But the obvious point being with the shirt, I think it looks a lot nicer as well. It comes across a lot better. Champions League badge in the front. Not many of them do have the Champions League badge, by the way, so if you want to get that, you've got to pay additional money and of course get that sorted at the front. But I just think it's a better shirt. You can actually see inside the stripes as well. I don't know how well you can see on camera, but you've got all the different dots inside the stripes, which is of course different to the normal shirt. Well, I say normal shirt, I say the fan version of the shirt. So again, there are quite a few differences when you do compare the two of them aside. And again, if you guys want to see that, I'm more than happy to go through every single little detail and why the shirt is different from the other one. But for me, it's my more preferred shirt of the two. We're going to buy both of them now. Newcastle, you guys this season have done the work, getting the results in. You have got this. So I do not mind spending my hard-earned money in the club shop, because you guys have certainly delivered the goods when it's mattered this season. So this is what the shirt printing queue is looking like. That is rough. That's probably in my estimation, at least it would have been in previous seasons, that would have been probably about a 2-hour wait. But they have actually got, I think since of last year, they've got double the shirt printers over there, so it shouldn't be as long. The queue just goes all the way down there. It is mental. For now, I'm just buying the shirts, so I'm just going straight downstairs. Gonna pay for the shirts. Just gonna get us all done now. So that won't take too long, but upstairs it's looking a bit rough. As for downstairs, you can see it's nice and easy, not too shabby at all.
Hi, it's Charlie from Charlie Talks Football.
Make sure to go give them a follow on YouTube, guys. It's nice to see you again. It's been a while since I've seen you, and I mean, senior kit launch today, Champions League on the front. I mean, how have things been?
Do you want to go first?
Right, okay, so I think the shirt's really nice. I think the Adidas and the Newcastle sign are really prominent to stand out. I love the jagged edges on the black and white, which makes it look really edgy and modern, not as clean cut as last season's strip. When I first saw it, I wasn't keen on it online, but seeing it in person, I do think it's a nice shirt, and I think it will grow on people, and it's quite modern and edgy, so I'm a fan of it.
Well, I think my honest opinion is when I first saw it online, I wasn't really keen on it. Now I've seen it, I've still got a mixed opinion on it. Maybe it'll grow on us, but I think the blue stripes, I'm not sure if that's needed. I think it takes us back to Wonga and Fun 88, but I mean, I get they've gone for a different style, but I'm not usually like this, but I think this is one of the first times where I'm not too sure about it, I'll be honest.
Fair enough. Now, I do agree with the blue side of it somewhat. I think it probably does give us the funny vibes somewhat, but I think the reality is we don't care what the shirt looks like if the team is performing on the pitch. And of course, in the transfer market, we're bringing players in. So before I let the Perrys go, if I had to ask you the burning question now, what would be a dream sign that the Perrys would love to see at Newcastle?
Well, you've kind of put us on the spot there. I'd probably say Mbeumo, probably, just because of how good of a season he's done.
I'd agree with that. I think that's realistic. It's someone achievable who can get over the line. He's experienced. He's scored 20 goals in a Brentford team, got lots of assists, suits our style of play. So he might not sound like a big, exciting name, but it's realistic and he would improve the team. So I would say Mbeumo. Fingers crossed.
Actually, if we were to go for a world-class signing, I'd love us to sign like Osimhen. Like,
Osimhen.
Wow. Strike partnership of him and Isaac would be incredible.
That would be amazing.
But, you know, probably his wages would be difficult, but yeah.
Well, I just came outside Newcastle United's club shop. We are £215 down the drain. That was for one pro shirt, one regular shirt. All of them had a Champions League badge on it. Nothing on the back, so they are not cheap. If you want the name and personalisation on the back, I think it was said it was £16. That doesn't include the badge. The badge is £10, so it's the price of a shirt, then £26 for everything else that goes in the back, or £32 as well if you want the no room for racism a little bit on the side. But yeah, it's not cheap as expected. Probably the most expensive shirt ever, I think, for the Newcastle United. But at the same time, the money does go back into PSR, which means that the money you're putting inside that club shop could go on a signing. So my money now, I really hope, does go on a signing. I hope that the money that we all put in and the money that Newcastle United, of course, got sorted from this PSR shenanigans, I hope we do put it the simple as I think we will this summer. I think Charlie Talks Football nailed it on the head, to be honest, in terms of the shirt itself. It's a shirt I like a lot more now that I've seen it in person, but I probably wasn't the biggest fan of it when I first seen it. I think I was a bit critical when I first seen it online, but now that I've seen it in person, I think I like it. I think I do like it. I still don't know if it's one of my favourite home shirts over the last 10 years. I feel like it probably isn't, but I don't think it's a bad shirt. I definitely don't think it's a bad shirt, and I think it's not necessarily the shirt itself, but more so the memories you make with the shirt. I think I'll have fond memories of this shirt if Newcastle win stuff next season like we've done last year. If Newcastle can go out there and if we can win silverware and if we can have memories that are going to last forever, then this shirt is going to sit down well. And I'm this is of course the shirt for the time we are Derby next season. This is of course the shirt Champions League football next season, and it could potentially be the shirt for silverware next season. Newcastle need that mentality now. We've done it before, we can do it again. They need to be pushing, they need to be wanting to do it every single season, because they're a team now that has the capability of being able to do it. Easier said than done. I'm not going to throw smoke of anyone's backside. It's not easy to do, but 6 teams in the Premier League last season won silverware. Put our name in the hat again. There's no reason why we can't do it again. So believe, have the self-belief. If you guys enjoyed this content, let me know down below. Let me know your opinions on the shirt. Have you bought it? Will you be going into the club shop to buy it? And do you want to see more in the home shirt in terms of content from me? But take care, and we will see you all in the next one.